Thank you. Thank you, Chairwoman Johnson, for holding this meeting. And Dr. Uccellini, thank you so much for your years of dedicated service. Wonderful, wonderful service. As it stands now, NOAA's Ocean Service and the National Centers for Coastal Ocean Science are the de facto leaders for harmful algal blooms forecasting. They've developed the algal bloom monitoring system for locating, monitoring, and quantifying algal blooms in coastal and lake regions across the country. Question is, what role does the National Weather Service play in harmful algal blooms forecasting, especially when it comes to the effect that severe storms like hurricanes have on algal blooms conditions and movement?
So one of the things we do is we partner with the National Ocean Service that actually runs the forecast models for the bays, the coastal areas, and the harmful algae bloom. We work with them in terms of providing the computing capacity, for example. They run those models on what is been looked at as the weather operational models. And the reason is that they need weather parameters from our own models to actually drive components of their prediction system. After the forecasts are made, we have positioned the relevant forecast offices, and this has been, embraced by especially in the local offices, embraced by the workforce in those offices, to serve as service outlets in a sense, and work very diligently with the partners in NOS and with the people receiving the information that make decisions like along the Gulf Coast in Florida and also in Lake Erie. So there are quote unquote operational systems that we work with our partners in NOS and deliver those forecasts and work with the decision makers accordingly.
Well, thank you. Can you think of the National Weather Service ability to do more for harmful algal blooms forecasting? Can you think of what else we might be able to do?
Well, the science and the abilities actually lie in the National Ocean Service and in the Oceanic and Atmospheric Research Group, OAR, for example, the Great Lakes Environmental Research Lab. We work with them as they're developing these new advances. And I could say that we learned from them. It's really been one of the learning experiences as for me, and recognizing that the harmful algae bloom in freshwater lakes, for example, like Lake Erie, can actually be more toxic than what happens along the coast. And I know in Florida, you have that combination of Lake Okeechobee water and the Gulf water coming together and providing these blooms over a 2-3 month period. So, but from a science perspective, we rely on those other components. From a service perspective, we are working with them to make sure that we can get the connectivity with the local decision makers that need this information, whether it's the water, whether it's the fish, the shellfish folks, whatever. So it's really a true partnership within NOAA that's bringing this expertise and this ability through the service pipelines into the communities.
How important is it to understand coupled ocean-atmosphere interactions for weather forecasting?
Oh, it's one of the main factors we have to work towards to improve ourselves in the future. It's not just the atmosphere for us, it's the entire Earth system. It's Earth system science, and the ocean atmospheric coupling is an incredible component of that. My colleague, my leader in OAR, Craig McLean, handed me a bumper sticker that says, if you like your 7-day weather forecast, thank an oceanographer. I have that in my office that I've not been in for about, I would say now 82 weeks. So, but it is true. And I've been the co-chair in the World Meteorological Organization for the effort to bring the ocean and atmospheric communities together as organizations to address these issues into the future. So it's not just in the United States, it really is truly a global issue. We've got to bring a coupled approach in the entire Earth system forward to advance our forecast capabilities.
Thank you very much. I see my time has expired and I yield back. Thank you.